she started saying she wanted to go on a trip like by Wednesday, and by Friday, y'all, she was already asking her auntie if she can put a rental in. You seen the title of today's video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you new my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even have to say anything because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up. And that's on what? That's on what? That's on period and Mary Had a Little Lamb. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, today I'm going to be giving y'all the story time on how my friend trio fell out. I could never successfully have a friend trio. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically when you have two best friends and y'all are all friends. All of my friend trios go to shit, y'all. So today I'm going to be giving y'all the story time on how we fell out. But before we do that, I do have to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is Raw Dolls.
Raw Dolls is a beauty brand offering a unique selection of products, including lashes, lip glosses, accessories, and wigs. Whatever beauty essentials you need, they got you covered.
Y'all noticed it? Yeah. Shout out to them for sponsoring today's video and sending me these bomb lashes in the style Angel. These are bomb, y'all. I was literally in the store earlier today and this lady was like, who did your lashes? Where you get your lashes done at? And I was just like, girl, at the house, because these are scripts. These are not mink extensions. These give very much mink extensions. They look so natural, so nice and fluffy. On the end, they're short, and then they get longer in the middle, and then in the corner, they get smaller, and they just fit my eyes so well. So if you got hooded eyes, I would definitely recommend this style. The second thing I got from them was my liquid eyeliner. I like to enhance my beauty marks on my face or create some beauty marks, y'all. So what I'll do is use this liquid eyeliner right here. I've been using this for the past month, and girl, when I say it's giving, it is giving. So if you like liquid eyeliner and do wing eye, or if you like just to enhance some of your beauty marks, I would definitely recommend this on their website as well. The point is very, very sharp, but it doesn't come out too much, because I have the other liquid eyeliner, but it's a bit more messier. But I prefer this kind with the sponge because you can control it a little more. You can really just watch this. Y'all see that? That was simple. Just a simple little dot right there, and it looks very natural. The third thing I got was some glosses, which I'm currently wearing my favorite. I barely have any left because I've been killing this. This one is Baby Fat, and this one right here is more of a clear gloss. It's just a clear gloss, y'all. And then the packaging is really, really cute. And then if you look closely, it has little Baby Fat logos inside of it. So I love that. This one also does have a little sparkle to it, and it has an undertone like a light pink. So if you like me and you like a little color in your lip but not too much, I would definitely recommend this one. The second one that I got was the Y2K Sweethearts. This is my second fave. And what I like about this one is that this one has more of a darker undertone. It's just a little darker. And this one right here also has like glitter in it. But what I really like about these lip glosses is that they do not have a smell to them, and they're not super, super sticky. I hate when I get clear gloss and it's just so sticky. My hair sticking on it, gnats sticking to it, my man sticking. Like, I don't like that. This is not a very sticky gloss. This right here is a natural gloss. So I really, really like that. And I like how it makes my lips feel. My lips feel very moisturized. So definitely check them out if you're in the market for some new gloss or some new lashes or some new eyeliner, girl. Definitely hit them up. And y'all know I got a discount code. It is IamAsia15 to get 15% off. So make sure y'all use that code. And again, thank you so much to Raw Dolls for sponsoring today's video. Now, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this tea. So girl, this happened when did this happen? This happened my freshman year of college, and it's kind of crazy because this is around the time where I started to notice that none of my friend trios go right. Like, for some reason, every friend trio I have had, they've all despaired. I don't have any successful friend trio, and I'm friends with most of the people that I was in friend trios with individually, but it just don't work out. I don't know if I'm the problem in the equation, but I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know how my favorite friend trio fell out. And I'm calling this one my favorite because we literally used to do everything together. Those are my girls, and I'm still friends with, well, I'm not friends with them anymore, but I was gonna say after this, I was still friends with them individually, but I just found out that one was Ludacris. If you're not new here, you know who Ludacris is. I had to had to cut her off. And then the second one, y'all see my infamous story time on how my friend tried to fight me in Miami. That's one of them. I do not recall what I named her in that story time, but y'all gonna see it's a reoccurring thing. Homegirl got dropped because she just never end up coming up with no money. She had a very like broke mentality. I was broke at that time, y'all, but I didn't really have a broke mentality. Like, it was a lot, but we're gonna get into it. And the second person is Ludacris. Ludacris was just fake, so that's why we end up falling out. If y'all know Ludacris from my other infamous story time, what was that? What did I title that? I think I called it, I don't know what I called it, but I'm gonna post the video right here if anybody is interested in watching those videos. But I fell out with them both separately. Honestly, the girl that tried to fight me in Miami, we kind of just gradually kind of just fell apart. We didn't really have like an incident or a big situation happen. It was just like life happened and we kind of just gradually went our separate ways. But this happened my freshman year. One girl in particular, she was my roommate and we were mad close. That's kind of how I met her. Other girl, we were also from the same area, but I met her because we had like SLS, like the freshman welcome class together. Before we get too deep in this story time, let me go ahead and give him a name. We gonna call Ludacris. Let's just keep it the same. We're gonna call her Ludacris. And then homegirl from Miami, I don't recall what I called her in that story time, but I do recall that she was broke. So we're just gonna call her Brokey, and then we're gonna call Ludacris. So boom, this was freshman year of college, and y'all remember the real stimmies. The real stimmies was them college refund checks. And y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. My freshman year, I didn't get a refund check, and I'm happy that I did, because Lord knew I was gonna be irresponsible with that money. Lord knew I didn't need no refund check. But all of my friends at this time, they got refund checks, and it's kind of crazy thinking back at it, because I remember I was talking to this guy, and he was like a junior, but I was asking him what he was doing with his student refund check, and he literally told me that he was taking his mother, his granddaddy, he was taking him on vacation. Like, he had got like $7,000 back, and he was literally taking his whole family on vacation. I had another homegirl, she would buy like luxury bags with her checks, and me on the other hand, y'all, it was just another day because I didn't get a refund check. I didn't start getting refund checks until my sophomore year of college. And even then, y'all, call me a fool, but I used to give my refund checks to my parents, because when I didn't have a job, my parents would help support me. So when I finally did get my refund check, I basically used to repay my parents. So I never really, other than my sophomore year, I remember that I did go to Miami with that check. That spring break that I had money, I did take my refund check down there to Miami. But other than that, y'all, every other year I would always refund my parents with my refund check. But all of my friends, they were big money. They was balling. Like, refund time, what is bills? What stress? What struggle? Because they didn't know what it was. So boom, this was around the second semester. That refund check had just hit, and I had met Ludacris and Brokey around the same time. I knew Ludacris and Brokey didn't really like each other. They just tolerated each other just because I was friends with both of them. And I'm not the type to mix my friends, y'all. Like, if I say, hey, I'm going to the calf, or hey, I'm getting ready to go to the set, do you want to come? I would tell all of my friends, and they would be like, yeah, I'm going to meet you there. So if I'm posted up at a spot, or if I go somewhere and I know my friends are going to be there, then I would just tell both of them, and we would just all meet up, or like carpool. We would just plan things together, y'all. So all of my friends, they basically became mutuals. So this was around the time where the refund check had hit. I think it was like either the end of January or the beginning. I don't recall exactly, but I just know that refund check hits. Like I said, last week they was eating oodles and doodles, singing I'm locked up, don't let me out, no. And then that following week, they were singing, who's broke, who's bad, I got money. Like, y'all, it was a completely different person when that check hit. But like I said, y'all, I did not get a refund around this time, so I didn't know how it feel to have money. And the whole freshman year, y'all, I did not have a job. The only time I got money was from a guy that I was dating, or if my parents would help me here and there. But I didn't really have money like that. I was just living off of a prayer, to be honest. So fast forward, and we're hanging out at the set, and the set had already like died down, and we're literally just chilling at the set. And if y'all don't know what the set is, it's basically it's like a chill area where a lot of people would hang out at FAMU. I really don't know how to describe it, y'all. I'm gonna just post a picture of it. This is the set right here. So I'm sitting on the stairway at the set, y'all, and I'm there with Brokey, and she was just like, let's go on a trip. And at this time, y'all, I did not have a passport. I didn't know what out the country was. So when she was saying was going on a trip, the only thing I knew about was like Miami, Tampa, Ybor City, Atlanta. Like I didn't know anything about traveling at this time. So I'm just like, girl, where you want to go? You want to go to Panama? Because Panama was like 2 hours away, y'all. And that was like the second Miami at this time. I don't know if y'all know, but before Miami was Miami, Panama used to be Miami. Like everybody would go to Panama City Beach and turn up, and they would have crazy wild spring breaks there before it was in Miami. And I knew about this at that time. So I was just like, girl, where you want to go? Do you want to go to Panama? And she was just like, yeah, I heard they be lit. We definitely should go to Panama. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna ask Ludacris, do she want to go to Panama? So later on that day, I asked Ludacris, hey girls, do you want to go to Panama? Like I said, y'all, what's money? Like, there's no problem. You want to hop on a plane today? Like, that's how she was talking. I'm just like, hold up. I haven't even figured out how I'm gonna get there or what's going on with my funds yet. So hold up, we not going today, we not going tomorrow. Maybe we can go in like a week or two. Like, give me a chance to get my money up. And she was just like, girl, I got you. It's no problem. I got you. And at this time, y'all, we was only friends for like 5 months. So I should have never been so trusting and thinking like she really was going to have me, because we hadn't even been friends that long. But I believed her, y'all, because like I said, when that refund hit, you would think they was Bill Gates the way they was acting with them refund checks. So I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I got you. But y'all, at this point, I knew I had to like have some money. I wasn't going to have her pay for my entire trip. I was just going to have her pay for like the logistics. When it came to getting a rental car, wasn't going to have no money to pitch in. When it came to putting it on gas, like stuff like that, I just wasn't going to have no money. But when it came to me like eating and stuff, of course, I was going to get money from my parents to do that. So fast forward to that weekend, because that check hit probably like on Monday, and she started saying she wanted to go on a trip like by Wednesday. And by Friday, y'all, she was already asking her auntie if she can put a rental in so we can go to Panama City. And keep in mind, Panama City was only 2 hours away. So this wasn't nothing crazy. But for us being like 18, 19 at the time, it was a big trip. So I'm talking to my boyfriend, because at this time I was dating. I don't recall what I gave him a name of, but if y'all seen any of my earlier story times about the guy that I was dating freshman year, he was real crazy, very insecure, and he was one of those guys that did not play about me. Like, this man literally had me captivated. Like, he didn't play about me. And when I say that, I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm saying that in like an obsessive way, in a crazy way. It was the type of guy that I basically had to, I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube, but basically he was the type of guy that you would break up with him and he would be like, where you going? You're not going nowhere. Who you breaking up with? Girl, go lay down. Go take a nap. You want something to eat? Like, I was saying, I'm done, y'all. And after that, he'll be like, yeah, you need something to eat. Like, I'm a child. Like, that's what type of guy I was dating at that time. So when I brought this to his attention and I told him, like, hey, I'm going to Panama, he was just like, you going to Panama? For what? Why you going to Panama? They got money. You don't got no money. You don't need to be going to Panama. What's in Panama? And like I told y'all, keep in mind, Panama was the Miami back then. So when he hear I'm going to Panama, he was mad insecure. So all he imagined in his head and thinking, this is what I'm going to be doing. He thinking,
we want some boys. We want some boys. Say what? We want some boys.
that's exactly what he's thinking, y'all. He ain't worried about no safety. He not worried about me not having any money. He not worried about any of that. My former boyfriend at that time was crazy and he was mad and insecure, y'all. So he's trying to tell me like, oh, you don't need to go. You don't even know her like that. Y'all, I had to go turn on the light. So basically, my boyfriend at the time is trying to convince me, like, oh, I don't need to go because he thinks I'm about to be doing everything out there in Panama. He really don't want me to go because he's insecure. But he was just like, well, if you going, I'm going. And I'm telling him, like, bro, no, it's a girl's trip. It's literally just me, Ludacris, and Brokey. Like, why do you need to go on a girl's trip? And me and him get into this big argument about it. And eventually, I just leave and go back to my dorm. And that was that. Fast forward to the next day, because like I told y'all, this was a quick trip. They started talking about it on Wednesday, and on Thursday, she was saying she was going to ask her auntie if she can go ahead and put the rental in her name for her. Also, I do want to say that Ludacris had an auntie that lived in Tallahassee. She was the only one with a family member that would be willing to do it that was actually in the city, because we were all under the age of 25. And I don't know if y'all know, but if you under 25 and you get rentals, or if you put certain stuff in your name, it's always more expensive. So we were going to have her auntie do it and pay her auntie. But like I said, I wasn't going to be paying for any of the big stuff. I was really just going to be paying for myself when it came to like food and excursions and like activity, but I wasn't putting in with any gas money, or I wasn't paying for the rental, because like I told y'all, Ludacris said she got me. And y'all should know that this is also a reoccurring thing with Ludacris. If y'all remember, if y'all recall from that Miami story time, when I told y'all she helped me pay for my helped me pay to get my car fixed, and then later she tried to hold me ransom and hold my stuff for ransom in order for her to get more money from me. If you was A1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She would always volunteer to do things for me, and then somehow I would end up paying for it. But at this point in our relationship, y'all, I didn't catch on to that reoccurring theme. So anyway, later on that night, Ludacris texted me, and she was just like, go ahead and let Brokey know that it's going to be an additional $200. At first, she told me to tell Brokey that it was $150. Mind you, I'm the glue that's keeping this trio together. Like, we would go to set Fridays, we would go to the clubs together, we would go and hang out together, y'all. But I was the one that was keeping the friendship together. But we all kind of became friends just because I was individually friends with both of them. So I was kind of like the messenger in the group. So Ludacris hit me, and she's just like, Asia, go ahead and tell Brokey that it's going to be an additional $150. So now it's going to be $300 for the rental instead of the $150 that she initially told her. And mind you, they're only splitting it between 2 people instead of 1 person. I mean, instead of 3 people. That's why it's so expensive for the weekend. So I go back to Brokey, and I'm like, hey, Brokey, Ludacris said it's going to be an additional $150 for the rental. Can you send it as soon as possible? Because she said Hertz, they don't have that many more rentals available. So Brokey immediately, she's living up to her name. She like, 150. 150. She just said it was 150. Why is an additional 150? That's $300 for the weekend. Why? She's trying to play me. I didn't agree to pay for your part. She should be paying more anyway. So I'm like, for the entire weekend, I think it's like $500. If she is paying more, she's paying like a third, and you're just paying the remaining of that. And she was just like, nah, something don't seem right about that. Why is she saying it's more? So I go back to Ludacris, and I'm like, is it more because your auntie can't put it in her name? She's like, yeah, it's an additional $500 because we're under 25, so we got to pay more now. And then I go back to Brokey, and then Brokey's like, well, I thought you said that your auntie was gonna put it in her name. And then now it's just a whole back and forth, y'all. So I go ahead and put us on a 3-way call. And now it's me, Ludacris, and Brokey all on the same phone. And I'm just kind of, I got the phone sitting down and I have it on speakerphone, but they kind of just going back and forth. And at the end of the call, Brokey was just like, all right, I'm finna send it in a little bit. But that's crazy that it's so much. And the hotel is already $200. And back then, $200 for 2 days at a hotel was kind of crazy. I don't know if y'all recall, but this was like 2016, 2017. Around that time, you used to be able to stay at a 3 to 4 star hotel, and you can get away with $100 for a hotel. Like, you can get a nice, not too bad hotel. It's like no roaches, no termites, a nice looking hotel for around that price. Nowadays, if you pay for a room for $100, it's obviously you staying at a motel. But back then, y'all, that was very normal. So the numbers were kind of crazy, and definitely $500 for a rental for the weekend. And y'all, we didn't even have anything crazy. I think we had a Toyota, to be honest. That's what she was reserving. So fast forward to that next day, y'all. Now it's Thursday. It's Thursday, and we're supposed to be leaving out to go to Panama on Friday. Ludacris hits me, and she was just like, Now I tried to go up there to reserve the rental, and they telling me that I'm gonna need a credit card, and it's gonna be an additional $250 on my card to hold, and I don't have all of that on my card right now. I already spent money off my credit card, so I'm just like, why don't you just go ahead and pay your credit card off, and then we go. So she had the money, y'all, because like I told y'all, that refund check had just hit, but she didn't want to pay her credit card off. So she was just like, bro, see if your man can drive us. And when she first said that, I was just like, hell no. Because like I told y'all, me and him had just gotten an argument. So I'm like, hell no. Like, drive us. We just won't go. Like, it's not meant for us to go. If we can't get the rental, it's not meant for us to go. So she's just like, girl, please just see if old boy can drive us. So I go back to my man, and immediately he's like, yes, y'all, because he been wanted to go on this trip so bad. So I'm like, Ludacris auntie couldn't get the rental. Now it's like an additional $500, and she's already doing me a favor by not charging me for the rental price or whatever. So could you drive us? My man is ecstatic because, like I said, y'all, he already tried to insert himself into this girl's trip. So he's just like, yeah, I can drive y'all. I can drive y'all. I can pick y'all up. I can be y'all chauffeur. Like, I'm down. And I'm like, babe, this is not going to be a couple's trip. I'm not trying to have my girls third. Well, this is not going to be what you think it's going to be. This is a girl's trip. You are a chauffeur. Okay? Chauffeur. Okay? You are a Uber driver. Okay? We get out and we call you when we need you. This is not going to be that type of trip. And you also would have to find somewhere to stay. Like, this is a girl's trip or whatever. So he's just like doing the jiggy, y'all. He's just like, yeah, babe, I don't care. Like, yeah, babe, I don't care. Yeah, babe. Like, when I say this man was hyped, this man was ecstatic to be going, because he's thinking like, yeah, I don't have to worry about, I already know, y'all, his whole mindset, his whole thing was like making sure that I wasn't talking to anybody and I wasn't entertaining no other ninjas, because like I told you, he was very possessive and insecure. So that was his whole thing. So he's doing the Dougie, like he's elated as hell to be going on this trip with us. So I'm like, all right, you going on the trip. Start packing your stuff, because we're planning on leaving after my 8 a.m. I had an 8 a.m. on Friday, y'all. So right after my 8 a.m., we were going to head to Panama. And like I said, y'all, this was not a major trip. It was literally just a 2-hour trip. It wasn't nothing major, but at that time for us, we were young. We were really thinking like we was going somewhere major. Like, we really thought we was doing our bigger one, going on this little spontaneous trip. So I end up, this is still Thursday, y'all. I end up telling Brokey, I'm like, Brokey, scratch that, should be giving you your money back for the rental, because we're not even getting a rental anymore. My man is driving us. And she's like, what? This is a girl's trip. You taking him? And no one liked my man at this time. I really should just give him a name, y'all. We gonna call him, y'all, my light just died. Okay, I hope y'all can see me, because I can't see myself in the viewfinder, but where was I? Okay, so I'm telling Brokey about my man being our driver for the trip. And when I say she's flipping it, y'all, she is irate. She's just like, girl, why? This supposed to be a girl's trip. Like, why you inviting him? It's supposed to be a girl's trip. And I'm like, I know this is not what you think it is. It wasn't my idea. It was actually Ludacris' idea. So she's just like, why? It's giving broke. Like, why? And I'm just like, girl, it's because she don't have the $250 to hold on her credit card. I don't know if it was $250 or $500. I can't really recall what it was, but all I know was that she didn't have it on her credit card. So she said we couldn't do it. And at that time, y'all, she was going to be using her boyfriend's credit card. She didn't even have a credit card at that time. So I don't know how this was going to work. And at that time, y'all, I had credit cards, but I had store credit cards. So they couldn't use my credit card. And I don't think Brokey had a card either. And then Brokey whole thing was, it's a girl's trip, and she had already booked the hotel, and the hotel was non-refundable at the rate that we got it for. So she was just like, I'm going regardless, but I do not like that your boyfriend is coming. And if y'all can recall from previous story times, nobody liked my boyfriend just because I told y'all he was obsessive. He would just do a lot. Like, no one really cared for him, but he did have a car. So she's throwing all these shots at me, saying like, oh, you trying to make this I'm like, no, I'm not trying to make this a little vacation. Like, that's not what it's giving. It's really not giving that at all. But my man is the only one with a car. Like, let me just put that out there. Let me put a little salt on your chip, but don't do too much, because your man don't got no car. Ludacris man don't have no car. My man is the only one with a car, so we gonna have to make it do what it do. So me and her kind of get into it, and like I said, when you know you don't like somebody, they gonna always revert everything back to you. So the fact that I told her that it was Ludacris' idea, she was just basically talking ish about Ludacris, saying like, damn, she should have had her money up. Like, she should never said that she was wanted to go on a trip. I knew I should never invited her. It just should have been me and you. You should never even told her about this. And like I said, y'all, they would have issues all throughout the years. I have other story times of them having little disputes, but this situation right here just brought it to the head. Like, they fell out for a while, and then I think after this they were kind of like acquaintances. Like, we would still be around each other, so they were never friends. They didn't call each other, text each other. They didn't kick it anymore after the situation. So boom, I go back and tell Ludacris that I told Brokey that it's okay that my man drives us, and I'm asking her what time should he come pick her up tomorrow, because like I said, I was already going to be with him after I got on my 8 a.m. He was coming to pick me up, and at this time, y'all, he lived in College Club. That's literally right by the campus, so it wasn't going to take him no less than like 5 minutes to come pick me up. And also, Ludacris technically lived on campus. She lived on, it was off campus, but her apartment was like one light from the school. And then Brokey also lived on campus at the time, or if she didn't live on campus, she lived like a block away from campus or whatever. So I go and I tell my man that Ludacris says she'll be ready around 8:30, and Brokey says she'll also be ready around like whenever, y'all. She kept saying like, I'll be ready when I'm ready. Like, when y'all pull up, I'm gonna be ready. Like, my bag's been packed. I've been ready to go on a trip or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. When we get there, one hump, we shouldn't have to wait on you. We shouldn't have to do too much, because y'all, she was that friend that anytime you came to come pick her up, it would take her like 20-15 minutes to come outside. You had to threaten to leave her. So I'm like, girl, when we pull up, you better be ready, since you saying you stay ready. Like, she said her bag's been packed since the money hit her account. So boom, the next day come around, I already have my clothes and everything packed with me. It was just a weekend trip, y'all. I literally packed a little messenger bag. I had like a swimsuit in there and maybe 2 outfits. It was just a weekend trip. So my man comes and he picks me up from the set, and then we go pick up Ludacris, and then we had to go pick up Brokey. So while we on our way to go pick up Brokey calls me and was just like, come get me from... I don't recall his name, y'all, but we just gonna call him that dude, because this was the dude that she was talking to at the time. And I'm not gonna say my friend was a HOE, but I'm gonna say she definitely had a little roster. So this was just somebody on her roster. So she was just like, come pick me up from blah 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 house. And I'm like, where that's at? And she's like, oh, it's right beside the frat house, which, if y'all know, this frat house is literally on campus. So my boyfriend goes over there and he picks her up. And when she comes outside with that dude. And I had met this dude before, but like I said, Brokey had a roster, so I didn't really know him like that. Like, I would see her with him, and it would be like a hey, how you doing type of situation, but I didn't really know of him to be her man. So he comes outside, and my boyfriend gets out the car to grab Brokey bags to put them in the back. And then that dude, he grabs the bag. And he's like, bro, I got it. And my boyfriend look at me, and I look at him, because I'm still in the car, y'all. I'm in the passenger seat, and my boyfriend is like this. He looks down through the window at me, and I look, and I'm like, okay. Like, that's a bit weird. And then my boyfriend gets back into the front seat, and then that dude opens the door for Brokey, and they both get in the car. And I turn around, and I'm like, what is this? And he's like, no, hey Asia, how you doing? Hey Ludacris, what's up, bro? Like, he's trying to be funny, trying to speak to everybody. And I'm like, what is going on? And she's like, girl, my man is coming. And I'm dying laughing, because man is crazy. With a roster like yours, a man is crazy. So I'm just dying laughing or whatever. And Ludacris, she trying to bite her tongue. I can already, like, I see it all over her face, y'all. She is pissed. And I'm like, Brokey, you didn't tell us that you were bringing anybody. And she's like, girl, your man here. If it's going to be that type of trip, it's going to be that type of trip. Your man here. And I'm still laughing, because one, I'm trying to process you having a man. And then two, What? I already explained to you that is not that type of trip. He has his own hotel. This is still a girl's trip. Like, I'm literally just helping us out. What you call it was already covering my spot when it came to the rental. So now that my man is driving us, the only thing y'all have to put in on is gas, and nobody basically has to cover me because I'm with my man. When I'm with my man, I don't have to worry about the not brokey, but I don't have to worry about Ludacris doing a favor for me. So I'm thinking this is helping everybody. And like I said, y'all, it is not that type of trip. I never even wanted him to go anyway. Ludacris asked if my man could drive us. So she's just like, yeah, like, your man here, my man here. And she's saying it just like this, y'all. She's like saying it like mad sassy. And I'm laughing. So she probably thinking it's a joke. But at this point, what can we do? Our reservation is at 4. And the man is in the car. And I'm just like, all right. I turn back around and I'm in my phone, and as soon as I check my phone, y'all, I had like 50 texts from Ludacris. Ludacris' fingers is going to work in that back seat. So she's just like, Asia, what the F? What the F? What the F? I'm not about to be fifth wheeling on this trip. I'm not about to be fifth wheeling. It's like she's basically, y'all, the texts are coming back to back, and she hasn't laid her hand off the keyboard. Like, it has little bubbles at the bottom. So I'm writing her, and I'm just like, I know. Like, I honestly can't even say anything. I'm just like, I know. And she was just like, bro, she lucky I already put my money into this and I already gave her my money, because I definitely would be going home. And I'm just like, I feel you, but let's just get through this weekend, girl. Let's just get through this weekend. And I'm also texting Ludacris again, reassuring her that I'm not going to be on that type of time. It's not that type of trip. I don't know why Brokey would have thought it was okay to bring her little sidekick. Like, I never gave her the okay to bring him. She never even told me that anybody was planning on coming. Like, all of this is just weird. And I just feel like, I don't know, y'all. I just feel bamboozled, because she could have gave me the heads up that she was bringing somebody, so I could have told Ludacris, but she never even told me any of this. And Ludacris looking at me thinking I had something to do with it. Like, I plotted this to be a little vacation. Like, I didn't have anything to do with it. So fast forward, y'all. Before this man can even make it onto the highway, before he can even get on I-10, that dude, Brokey's sidekick, he likes to joint. He likes to join. He ain't even asked my man if it was okay if he can smoke in his car. My man was like, this, like, he didn't even get a chance to say anything. Like, he made a face and he looked through like the rearview mirror, and he's like, oh, my bad, bro. Is it all right? I can smoke in here? He's like, yeah, you can smoke, but let the window down. You trying to hotbox us? Let the window down. And I'm looking at him like, you get on my damn nerves, you people pleaser. Like, why are you saying that? Like, I don't smoke, but he has a whole bunch of friends that smoke, but I've never even known him to let anybody smoke in his car. So I'm like, you weird. You's the people pleaser. And I'm just looking at him and making all sorts of faces in the car. Ludacris on the other end is texting my phone like crazy, because the music is loud at this point in the car, y'all. So she texting my phone like crazy, and she's like, oh, hell no. I'm about to get ready and tell him to pull over, because this is crazy. So she's coughing up a storm, y'all. Like, not normal. She's like spitting, coughing. And then, like, maybe 3 minutes into her coughing, right before he was about to get on I-10, she's like, let me out the car. And she said it like 10 times. Like I said, y'all, my ex-boyfriend had a speaker in his car, so you could barely hear her from the vibrations and just the loudness of the music. So we finally look in a rearview mirror, and the girl is at like she's about to die. Like, she's literally blue and black in the face. He pulls over on the side of the road. She jumps out the car as if somebody was suffocating her. So she jumps out the car. She doing all of this coughing. I jump out the car after her, and I'm like, you good? And she's like, nah. I'm just going to have to take the L on the room. I'm not going. So she's saying she's not going. I'm trying to calm her down. And I'm telling my man that we're going to have to stop by the gas station to get her some water. Because I'm thinking I can talk her through it. Like, we definitely going. Like, I could talk her through it. But nah, y'all. Homegirl, Ludacris is serious. She did not want to go anymore. So while we sitting outside the car, I'm going back from Ludacris, rubbing her back, trying to, like, comfort her because she's coughing. Her throat is itching and scratching. And it's continuous. And then I go over to my man's window, and I'm like, she's gonna need water. Like, she's saying that she want to go back home, but she gonna need water, because we was already on the north side of town, and where Ludacris live is the south side. So my man really didn't even want to take her all the way back over there. So he's like, all right, I'll get her some water, but y'all need to get back in the car. So as I'm walking over to her, Brokey hops out the car and she's just like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, she don't do that smoking. She don't like smoke. That it bothers her. She has allergies. She don't do that smoke. And she's like, oh, well, you should have said something. And then she's like, girl, what? You should have said something. You should have said that you was bringing that dude. You should have said you was bringing him. So now they're going back and forth, yelling. And we looked so crazy, y'all. My whole thing was just thinking I was about to go to jail. Because I'm like, hell no. If we gonna fight in closed doors. I'm not about to go to jail behind y'all. Because we literally on the side of the road, right off the highway. If you ever been on the north side of Tallahassee, that's literally the police capital. Like they love that road right there. There's literally like a police station right there. There's a precinct right there. So I'm thinking, y'all not about to do this right here. I'm not about to be a witness. I'm not about to be a witness to nothing. Like, come on. So Ludacris is trying to fight Brokey. Brokey is like, what you want to do? She's taking off her clothes, taking off her jewelry, tying up her hair, and I'm holding her back, y'all. And she's just like, yeah, girl, what you want to do? You should have read the room. It's no longer a girls trip. And now with you saying all of this, it kind of looked like you throwing me under the bus. Because I'm like, nah, Brokey, don't say that, because it really was a girls trip. I don't know who gave you the MO to even invite him. Like, it was never giving that type of trip. And if it was giving that, you could have went by yourself with your man. Like, it could have just been y'all trip or whatever. So at this point, Ludacris is walking down the road. She's saying that she's dumb. I knew she wasn't going to get no far, y'all. This girl was like 5'5" and 200 pounds. She wasn't going to get that far. And the gas station was on the corner. So I'm not even worried about it. So when she started walking, she thinks I'm finna chase her. Because I'm honestly mad at Ludacris, and I'm mad at her because Ludacris is mad at me thinking I had something to do with her bringing that dude. And then I'm mad at Brokey because you didn't let me know. You could have gave me a heads up. So I get back in the car and I have my boyfriend drive to the gas station. And like I knew, y'all, Brokey was like literally entering the damn gas station when we pulled up. So I go into the gas station. I'm trying to talk to her, and she's just like, tell him to open the trunk because I'm about to go. Like, I'll talk to you on Monday, but this is just too much. I'm about to go. Y'all, I promise I don't live in the hood. I live by the fire station, so that's why y'all always hear the ambulance going back and forth. But anywho, yeah, so she's just like, girl, I'm done. Give me my shit out the trunk and I'm ready to go. So I tell my man to pop the trunk so she can get her stuff out the trunk. And Brokey still thinks that we going on a trip. At this point, I'm mad and I'm upset. Like, I don't even want to go on a trip anymore. So I'm like, I'm not going. Like, I should have never been going in the first place because I didn't have all my coins together. But I'm definitely not going now. Like, I'm not going. So she was just like, you're not going? F her. We can still go. We can go. I said, no, girl, I am not going. Like, this is too much. Y'all, it's literally the fire truck. It's not even an ambulance. It's the fire truck. But yeah. Oh, it's a whole lot going on. Pray that they safe. But anyway, y'all. Yeah, so she thinks that we still about to go on this trip to Panama City after you just did all of this. You just tried to fight this girl. Call her out her name. Told her she should have read the room when it's you that should have read the room. So I'm like, we about to go. He can take y'all back home or y'all can get out now because we're about to go. So that dude is in the background. He was like, bro, are we going or what? Like, I can hear him inside the car talking to my boyfriend, trying to convince my boyfriend to still go on this trip. And my boyfriend is just like, it's up to them. It's whatever they want to do or whatever. I'm like, babe, you can just go ahead and take them back home because this is just doing a lot. And I did try to convince Ludacris to get back in the car, but she was heated, y'all. And it was honestly best if they weren't in the same car because they would have been scrapping in the car. They couldn't even like really be in close proximity to each other. So I believe Ludacris ends up calling an Uber, and my man took Brokey and that dude back to his house, and that's literally how they fell out. Like, after this trip, it was no more of our trio. Anytime I wanted to hang out with one of them, I had to basically choose. Like if I wanted to go to the set or do something, I had to choose. If it was places that I knew both of them was going to be, I would literally speak to one of them, or I would let them know, hey, I'm going with this person. I would have to like split our dates, our events, our pep rallies, our anytime we did anything, I had to start splitting stuff up. Unless it was something where it was just like everybody, the whole school was gonna be there, I wouldn't go with both of them. I would just choose one person to go with, and if I seen the other one, I would speak from a distance, but I wouldn't like go up and have a whole conversation, because after a while they couldn't really be in the same room with each other after the situation. But yeah, that's the story time on how my friend trio fell apart. If you have a successful friend trio, comment down below, because this has happened with several of my friends. Like my two best friends that I've been friends with for years, we all used to be friends at one point. They fell out. All of my friends kind of know each other. We were all friends at one point, but I don't know, y'all. I just honestly feel like friend trios do not work. I don't know why, but they just don't work. They've never worked for me. Most of my friends know each other, and they were friends at one point, and then something would happen, and then I don't know. But yeah, this is a story time on how my little friend trio fell apart. And this is my favorite friend trio just because we would have best times together. Like, those are my girls, the days, baby. But again, don't forget to shop this look. If y'all are interested in this lip that I have on, make sure y'all shop Raw Dolls. And if y'all are interested in these lashes, I will link them down below. Again, use code IAMAsia15 to get 15% off your purchase. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.